Well, hello, and welcome back to the Chamber Vibes podcast. If this is your first time listening, welcome. Let me just give you a rundown of what's going on. So, I'm your host, Foster Garrett, Director of Marketing and Events for the Bedford Area Chamber of Commerce. And if you don't know what a chamber is, that's totally fine. We are a nonprofit membership organization that strives to help the Bedford area prosper by serving and collaborating with local businesses, organizations, and people. And every week I get to interview a different chamber member to find out what they do and why they do it. And this podcast is recorded right here in beautiful Bedford, Virginia, and it's broadcasting on no longer Coaster FM, but Media Squatch Plus. I also want to thank our wonderful sponsor, Gary Evans with Cornerstone Operations, for helping bring this podcast to you. Without people like Gary, we wouldn't be able to do things like this. And this podcast is an excellent way, not only for our chamber members to get the word out about who they are, but also for you as the listener to become more connected to your community. Every week I get to interview a different chamber member, and I always think that I know what we're going to talk about before we do, but I leave having learned so much more about their story and about this wonderful place I call home. Because of that, I get to do all sorts of fun things that I know about now. There's services I know that I can reach out to if I ever need them. And I just feel like I am more connected and more part of the camaraderie of Bedford. So if you like this episode, I highly recommend going back and listening to all the ones before, and to keep on listening. We record this weekly. But before we get to the actual podcast, I do want to tell you about some of the things we have coming up at the Chamber. We have our fall job fair next week. I cannot believe that it's upon us. August 22nd from 10:30 to 2 will be at Blue Ridge Community Church in New London. And there will be like 30 or so businesses that are hiring. They are actively looking for people to fill positions at their jobs. And these businesses are located in Lynchburg, Bedford, Roanoke, and beyond. So if you're looking for a new opportunity, whether you've been out of work for a while, or maybe you just want to try out something new, this is a great way to get your foot in the door. A lot of these businesses are not just jobs, but they're careers. They're places where you can really expand your skill set and make a great life for yourself. So I highly recommend coming on out. It's a free event. If you have your kids with you that day, no problem. We'll have free childcare there. We'll also have giveaways and all sorts of other great things there. So highly recommend coming out on August 22nd. We'll be in New London, like I said. And all the information and the list of businesses can be found online on bedfordareachamber.com. We also have a lot of other programming coming up, including the Bedford Forum, where you can hear from local candidates running for local offices and offices at the state level, but they all represent Bedford. That'll be on September 4th at Liberty Middle School after work from 5 to 7:30. And we also have our annual gala coming up on September 25th at Cedar Oaks Farm. That's our biggest fundraiser of the year and our biggest event of the year. So, like I said, everything's on our website, and I will drop our phone number at the very end of this episode, so you can call us and ask us about all the great things that we do. So make sure to listen all the way through. But without further ado, please allow me to introduce today's very special guest, Woody Watts with Media Squatch. Welcome to the podcast.
Well, thank you for having me. I like that you added very special.
You're so special,
I really appreciate
Woody.
that. Yeah,
of course.
That's nice.
Well, I'm like in your house. I'm like here every week. It's fun. It's nice to have you on the podcast. I think the last time we did this was in 2023.
It's a long time ago. It's weird sitting here though, because I am like I'm looking around like, okay, I need to put another sign there, more LEDs there.
Oh my gosh.
Just joking. Enough LEDs. It's okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I see a couple of dark spots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because I feel like I literally tell my guests every week. I come in here and there's something, at least one thing different.
Yeah.
This week, I wouldn't have even noticed if you hadn't noticed, but the way the TVs work is different now.
Yes. It's so funny. And I know anyone that knows me knows just how big of like a Disney fan I am, and like going to Disney World and all that stuff. And that's one of the things I love about Disney World. Like you can go 100 times, but each time you go, they're always working on something. And here is like my little mini slice. And it's like you do like, plus tech changes, there's advancements out every couple of months, and you look at it, you're like, that would be cool here. This would help people's shows better if we got this. And so it's like, I just love that we are in a industry or field that we can continually do that. And then like having people notice when they come in is really nice. I like that when people come in, like, oh, we did this. And then it's good for guests too. Like, for your show that you do, people come in, if they come in once a year, every time they come in, they're like, oh man, this is awesome. Or it's growing. Look, it's just nice. And plus I get to buy some toys. So
Yeah, that always helps.
That's never bad.
But it is like a great experience just to come in here, especially if you've been here before,
Oh, thank you.
especially when it was Watts Creative Studios.
Yeah.
Because that, I mean, it's such a big difference.
Oh, thank you.
It's
This
crazy.
is I will say, this is me. Like this.
Yeah.
And it was a while. Like that was hard because that was like, when you start a business, your hobby,
Mm-hmm.
and then it had transformed or kept growing and just very blessed, right? But then like I fought for a long time, like I really want like my personality. And I
Mhm.
feel like I'm finally like, that's why this is like clicking for me, because it's just, and plus it helps me too, because when you see it, you'll know pretty much our vibe
Yes.
pretty instantly. So like you kind of know like, well, they probably aren't a good fit for what I am looking for. And it really does help us like set the tone for what we do for clients, or like that initial meeting, that we like to have fun. We like to, this is our style. So if you don't like that, it may not fit.
Yeah.
But we're happy to talk to you.
Well, it's also a glimpse at how you can help businesses brand themselves and market themselves, because this is so well done.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, let's take it back
Okay.
for a second. And can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and about your business?
Yes. A little bit about me. I've been in marketing, and I'll put quotes that people can't see, air quotes, for close to 20 years.
Wow.
Right. And I listen, I didn't go to college for it. I just got a job at the YMCA, and they needed help with communications, and I was just good at it. Like I had picked up a camera because I wanted to learn how to do that stuff, self-taught. And I slowly just got more and more into the film part of it, the filming, but then that led to, well, how do people interact with this video? How do people interact with this commercial? And we need a commercial, but we're a nonprofit and we don't have the budget for it. So I have to learn how to do that. And you just kind of learn a lot when you work with for a nonprofit.
Oh, trust me, I know.
Right. Like you have to
you get resourceful.
You have no money, but you need to reach a lot of people. So that really just, that got me where when we started, and it took a while for me to kind of group everything together. Right. But I mean, I love having fun. I love Disney. I love my little family, my little dog. So it's just a vibe. It's like you slowly get to the point in your business, and everything kind of just, I don't know, it feels good. Know, so if you walk in here and you see the branding, it's you pretty much kind of know who I am. Then that's me. But I love helping local community and businesses get their message out, because I know, especially being a small town and having worked for several nonprofits actually in communications and marketing, I just know how difficult it is to, you have a budget or you don't have a budget, but getting that message out. So really, that's what I love to do, and I'm very blessed to be able to do that as a full-time job, and have fun, and have great employees that love their job.
Oh yeah.
At least they tell me they do. And that we all have fun, and we're getting content, we're helping these local businesses. And because the last thing that a business owner sometimes wants to think about is, oh, I didn't post to Facebook for 2 days, and that messes up our algorithm, and nobody's getting you don't really think about that part if you're actually running a business sometimes. So a little bit about me. That's about it. I love Disney.
You do love Disney.
I do love Disney. I love Bigfoot too. So obviously it's very obvious my loves.
It's funny when people come in here, they see the sign out front and they're like, okay, they do marketing.
Yeah.
And then they come in here and they see the podcast setup, and then they see the TV setup in the back, and they're like, so what exactly do you do? Do you want to give us a rundown of all the things?
We do a lot, because, and I'll give this answer because this makes me feel better. Because marketing includes a lot now, right? So you see podcasting, and that's just because podcasting is a great fit for a lot of organizations and businesses to get their message out. So that's just one way that we can offer something to our clients and to produce stuff ourselves. So a business, well, like the chamber, that's a great example. This is your block of time, and then you have an engaged audience that listens to it, and it's your platform, and it's not, buying TV time, buying radio time, or doing an interview here and there. It's your weekly chance to tell people what's going on and introduce them to business owners they may not have known about. Right. So we do a lot. We do podcasting, we do video podcasting, we do YouTube channels for people. We do all marketing for clients, social media management, graphic design, websites. Honestly, everything's marketing now. So
Yeah.
it's like, if even what started as just a Facebook account,
Mhm.
right, has become possibly the main lead generator for some companies. So that's their main outlet now.
Mhm.
And you have to really look at that as your brand, and you have to care for it. Back years ago when it first started, you could just post up a random thing and everybody like it in its chronological order. Now you got an algorithm. Now you got
The algorithm is crazy.
it's
I know we
crazy.
keep saying that word, and I think it's a word that it's like a mythic
Yeah.
thing. Like people don't actually know what it
Yeah. What
is,
is
but
it?
they're like, I need to beat the algorithm. I need to
Yeah.
work with the algorithm.
Yep.
And I think you guys are kind of like the Yodas to,
I
like,
appreciate that.
you
Thank
kind
you
of
for that Star Wars reference.
of course, give them the tools, give them
Yes.
the know-how.
Yeah, it's funny because that is a changing thing. You like in business before, I say before COVID, right? Because
Mhm.
like in marketing, you really could map out a lot of things. You
Yeah.
could map out your budget, your timeline, all that stuff. You could have charts, calendars, everything. I don't know what happened a couple of years ago. It's just a big shift happened. A shift happened, and now it is always changing every 3 to 6 months. I mean, we were doing like before, you would work on SEO for websites, and that would be your main focus, and you'd get it to a point, then you could focus on something else. Now it's a constant thing of where you have to update your Instagram, Facebook, website so that AI can pull off valuable information to give people, and your Google business profile needs to be updated constantly now.
Mhm.
Where are you listed on the maps, like Google Maps? Like it's a lot for a business. It's a lot, and that's where I think that I love that we are that flexible. Where if there's a change or the algorithm shifts, and I don't know what the algorithm is, we follow trends and we look at it, and we try to keep it up for our clients, but that we try to stay ahead for them because
Mhm.
most of them are too busy. They are the HR installer, uh, you know, accountant for their business,
Mhm.
and this changing world of algorithm, TikTok, all that stuff can just be very overwhelming. But it is necessary. It's necessary in today's business world to have, and you have to focus attention on it. You can't just set it and forget it like you once could in the past. So I love that. I love that about what we do, that we, one, get to help people, but two, I love learning new things,
Mhm.
and I'm in a field that I have to be learning all the time. And I love podcasting. So
Yeah.
I'm doing what I love, and I'm glad that people are blessing me enough to allow me to continue to do what I love.
Yeah.
And then I get to do it for them, and I get to do it for myself, and I get to do it for some nonprofits and charities and community people. And it's just great. Yeah. I love that I love that Bedford too is very accepting
Mhm.
of, I'm not going to say an odd business. It's not odd, but it's like, when you tell people what you do, it makes me smile.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, oh yeah, I get to do that. I get to make a YouTube channel for somebody. Oh, that's all. Like, where
Yeah.
you at? I'm in Bedford. What? Wait, where are you at? Like, it's like
Yeah.
it's like a circle where it's like, no, yeah, we do really cool stuff, and we're by the tracks, and we're in a little town called Bedford, and honestly, they have some awesome podcasts that they do there. So Bedford's got it going on.
I know.
Yeah.
I think that you guys are like definitely a highlight of Bedford.
Oh, thank you.
And it's funny that you should say that people are like taken aback by it. I've had multiple people who work in either radio or TV or whatever, and they're like, "So you have a podcast? Is it through Grove Street FM?" I'm like, "Yeah, how do you know what that is?" They're like, "Well, I just stumbled upon it one day, and they have a lot of cool things happening, and that's in Bedford." I'm like, "Yeah." And my friend, a lot of my friends were from here, but a lot of us are scattered now. Not me. But my friend, she's a graphic designer. She works for an ad agency in Richmond.
Yeah.
And this was before she got her current job. She was like, "Foster, what is this place, Media Squatch? Is it like a marketing place? Do they do design?" I'm like, "Oh, girl,
Oh,
what? Let me tell you." But
Yeah.
she's from here, and even
Yeah.
she was like, "That is so cool. I had no idea."
And I think that's a indication of what marketing is now,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like that you used to could specialize in a few things, right? And some people do, and they are really good at boutique services,
Mm-hmm.
and they can laser in. And I think that they're very valuable to those fields. But I also, the encounters that I've had in the past of when I would go out and film a commercial for a small business, the process was you would film a commercial, they would approve it, and then I hand it off to the TV stations, right? And then honestly, they would probably get more business than they needed, and they would want to cut the commercial off, or they would keep running it. And then over time, it's like, well, then you find out, well, they don't have enough money for TV, then how are people seeing what you're filming in? Well, we posted on Facebook. Did you sponsor it? Did you There's like 1,000 questions now. And that's why for my business in Media Squatch, it's been a growing thing because it's really grows what businesses need. Like if they need, we saw a need a few years ago for businesses to have more content. Like they simply couldn't keep up. And I know that when you say you just need to take pictures of your job, trust me, I get like you are laser focused. Like for a roofing company, you go give them a quote. Once you get the quote, the estimate, they approve it. You need to get in, get out, do a good job, make the customer happy. The last thing a roofer wants to think about, oh man, I need to go take some pictures.
Well, you're focused on the service.
You're focused on the service. So for us, I mean, that's been the last few years. It's been one of the things that we saw early on. It's like, well, we need more content for our clients in social media. And that's where I think that you have to be flexible. And I love that we are. And that even the last few months, seeing the importance of Instagram being, searchable by Google now, your Google business profile and all this stuff, like just being flexible enough to like, and then let our clients know and business owners know, like, listen, this is very important. We're going to kind of shift and focus on this for a while. But in the past, you could map out a whole year and lay out everything nice and neat and do a mood board and all that stuff, and then follow it and go back. But now, oh Lord, I don't know that we follow plans for more than 3 months that we've mapped out. Like we try, and you have quarterly meetings and, but things shift and the weather shifts. A lot of our businesses are weather dictated, and, you like if the fall vibe is coming in, right? Like you kind of got to ride the wave. Like, all right, well, let's kind of push it through. So flexible. That's it.
And going back to what you were saying about content.
Yes.
And you've talked a little bit about your amazing crew.
Yes, they're wonderful.
You've really expanded.
Yeah.
Not only just with like the rebranding of the business, but staff wise. Because when I first came here in 2023, it's just you and Casey.
Yes.
And now you've got Emma, Jamie, Caitlin. Am I missing anybody?
Yeah. And we have, we call her temp, but she's not. I mean, I don't like using that word. But Selah, she helps us. She's, and what I love is that the range of skills and the range of abilities, attitude, and taste is important. So we really do have a wide range of this wonderful crew that is willing, honestly, to do anything for our clients. They go out, they have fun. And when we show up, it's one of those things where I like to believe, and I've heard from customers that we're just fun. Like, you kind of get in a routine during the day and then you see the Jeep pull up and we get the fun. Yeah, we're coming out and they're like, oh, some of them may roll their eyes because they don't want to be on TikTok or anything, but we get to have fun. And I love that our crew is dialed in. Like they are, they do know the trends or what would fit for a business versus what is just a funny trend that probably wouldn't be appropriate for your brand, but like and we try to incorporate that for some clients that are willing to do that. But again, everyone on our team is super flexible and has grown their skill set. Like, I mean, like you said, when we first started, like when I started here, and then I grew and I said, I need somebody to help me stay organized. And Casey's been wonderful.
Oh, she's so good at it.
She's great. Like, I mean, you got to have that organization then all of a sudden it's like things shift even for our crew. It's like, all right, so Casey, so now we need to not only do podcasts, but I need for you to also include, a transcript of this and provide a link for this. And then Emma, like doing a podcast, like when she's producing, first you're doing audio. Okay, well now we're going to add 4 camera angles that you need to switch. And then after that, you're going to have to produce about 40 reels. Like, so it's really, and then for example, it's a good example. Caitlin and Jamie today, they literally just left to go to the West Virginia State Fair. So you see how like any week can be different. It's just a wonderful adventure, but it's not chaotic. Sometimes it can feel that way, but it really is like, I do take pride in being able to kind of shift, be flexible. And because that was one of my experiences in the past, being in communications when you work with, traditional, marketing in the past, like, man, we can't deviate from this. Like, this is the plan. This is whatever, and now it's just, at least for us, it's important to be that way because it's what's needed.
Yeah. I mean, you guys, you really touched on everything that makes it possible for you to do that.
Yeah.
You've got the know-how, you've got a great leader, you've got a great crew, and you have the client base to support you, and they want you to do these things. I think they really see like y'all's talent and want you to really, take the reins and do what you need to do.
We have great clients, really, that trust us, and that so, and it can be a scary thing for a business because I know, because I own a business. So, you're paying someone a fee, and you and the results are sometimes subjective, right? Like, what are views? Are they leads? Does this help my branding? Like, I'm trusting you to, you're putting my image, everything that I have worked on for the last 20 years. Like, you are kind of now have a say in it. And I respect that. And I really do. I hold that stuff dear because I know how protective I am over my stuff. Like, I am hyper protective. So if a client trusts us enough to do that, trust me, like we all sit around and we do come up with plans for our clients, and we each one takes a personal interest, and that's why like we really do try to partner with those businesses, and we're just not just a stock, you just email and submit a ticket, right? Like, people are texting us, asking our opinions and doing this, and we really do try to become their marketing, their employee, but like offsite, right?
Yeah.
But and there is a balance. Like, we really do try to have fun and lighten a day for our client, because that does come across in your content. Like, you got to love what you do, but we also know that, like, it's probably been hot all day. You've been out working. The last thing you want to do is like film this testimonial, So we do try to bring a different energy so that your content resembles your true passion, and maybe not the, the waves that can happen.
Well, I think that also goes to local, like doing local advertising for local businesses, and having like locally trusted people that know where you're coming from and where you're trying to go.
Yes. It's different here. And I know that that's an easy sales answer to say, like, well, we're in a bubble and you got to it is different. Like, if you go out of town and immediately cut on the TV and watch local commercials or look at local advertising, it's a different crowd here. It's a different reaction. You got to, like, I'm not saying that we're like forward or in the past or we're just, it's different here, and it's different in Lynchburg. It's different Roanoke. So it's like, once you dial in and kind of get to know the audience, you can help your clients better. And I'll tell you, like, there are things that I've learned to be adaptable on, like billboards, traditional media. Like, I've been so focused on streaming and podcasts, and then all of a sudden, a client's like, I really want to do this. I really want to do this. You're like, man, I don't know if that's old school. Like, I don't know. And then you do it, and sure enough, like, well, maybe I need to look back into some of these methods that I was, and really, it's know that we're not stubborn enough to think that I know everything. But I tell you what, if you bring something to me, I know that I take the time and lose sleep, and I really do investigate this stuff for your business, because I respect it. And again, having owned one, it's like, yeah, I want them to feel comfortable. And again, having a wonderful crew, Casey, Emma, Caitlin, Jamie, and our temp, Selah, who, if you see our TikTok, you could tell the generations that, it's funny. It's funny to me because, like, I don't get that. But then that's why I love the wide range of our crew and taste. They can offer a different opinion, an idea, and just a different form of but this works. Trust us. And I have to trust. It's like, okay, all right, let's do it. So.
Well, that's like, there's so many different generations.
Yeah.
Like, that consume different media. And if you want to be effective in reaching like everybody, if you're not doing like a very specific service, then you have to hit all of those things. And that means that you probably don't know everything.
No.
Just yourself.
Each one's different. Yeah. Literally, and I mean this, each platform has a vastly different audience. Yeah. And it's like, you try telling that to people, and it's like, no, it's social media. No, Lord, no. You have a TikTok crew. You have an Instagram group. And Facebook is its own little island now that is a whole different thing. So you really do have to kind of be mindful of, again, protecting your brand, but also being engaging enough where people actually respond to it so that they will continue to see your content. Because if they don't respond, the algorithm works against you. They won't see it.
I personally feel like one of the biggest obstacles for business, like small businesses, is like knowing what to invest their time in.
Yeah.
I was at a Virginia Chamber of Commerce Executives Conference in March, and we were having this conversation about like social media marketing. And I'm not trying to be a hater, but at one point they like somebody asked, they're like, is it worth like having a chamber account on Snapchat?
Yeah.
And nobody was saying no.
Yeah.
And me and like this girl that I had met, we were like two of the youngest people in that room at that time.
Yep.
And she finally raises her hand because we're looking at each other like, oh no, because this is just not good advice.
Yeah.
And she raised her hand. She's like, what is the audience you're trying to reach?
Exactly.
And they're like, business owners. She's like, okay, do you think that business owners are using Snapchat? Do you have Snapchat? They're like, no.
That's a great question.
You have to take it back. Who are you trying to reach?
Yes.
What are you trying to do?
Yeah. And do you even, I don't mean this in a mean way, do you have the capability of producing the content needed for that particular platform?
Yes.
You know? So it's like, so yes, you do that. And then again, your graphic that may work on Facebook will not work on that. And then not that you should cater everything to public opinion, but like just know that like some of these platforms are man, they are harsh.
Yes, they are.
And they will, like and
people will light you up.
You need to like, okay, if I'm not going to really like dive in and have someone dedicated that knows this, let's just put that.
Yeah.
Let's wait on that. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I know that it has come up and it comes up every so often. A new platform will come around, right? Like, oh, TikTok's disappearing. Let's go to, what was that, Red Note or so? I don't know.
I have no idea. There's like Threads now.
Yeah, Threads. And it's like all these, and then I know for a while, some businesses were like, we need to be on Pinterest. And I'm like, I'm telling you, like,
no, you don't.
Listen, that will make people mad if they see you,
right?
That demographic. And Tumblr, there's been so many.
There's just so much.
So many. But like, and you talk to somebody that kind of knows, like yourself, knows the platforms, but then imagine like a business owner that has been in business 30 years, right? And they've been doing their thing and they've had great customer service. Imagine like over the years, like having to constantly like, all right, what do I need to spend money on now that I've been under a house for 8 hours a day earning? Like what platform do I need to spend thousands of dollars to pretend like, it's a lot. And
that's
it's
crazy.
Daunting. It's like, it's like, oh my gosh. So really, I think you need to find someone you trust. Media Squatch, great. I'd love to have a conversation. But like, if you're doing any marketing, really, you need to pick somebody you trust and someone that's in the know, that stays up to date, and someone that really understands the message that you want and won't try to put you on platforms that are, well, you need to do this, you got to do this. If you don't feel comfortable with it, like you need to go with your gut, but also there's a lot of trust there.
Yeah.
And you probably shouldn't be on Snapchat if you don't have anything to,
If you're not trying to reach like the middle schoolers, don't be on Snapchat, guys.
Yeah. There's been some that I will actually, we'll secure a name just in case, right? But there are platforms like, I don't even know how to use this. I barely know how to secure the name. And then it just is like, I don't know what I'm doing on here. So
I think you talking about securing the name, when we had that smart marketing workshop last year, you were talking about how when you start your business, go ahead and get an account on everything.
Oh gosh,
with your name.
That was the first thing.
And just block it off. I had never really thought about that before.
That was, I feel
like you have a lot of tips and tricks.
Well, really for Media Squatch, honestly, I just wanted Squatch. I was like, I just want to Squatch because it was my thing for years, putting Bigfoot in commercials. I just love the myth. I love from a marketing standpoint, I love how easily accepted Bigfoot is, right? Like you may not believe, which that's fine, but like you're going to either laugh or roll your eyes, but it's not going to invoke a really like,
you can't be nonchalant about Bigfoot.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, they put it's stupid, right? But like I wanted Squatch, but the one that was a thing that I went through. I went through each platform and like what is available, and that dictated what I was going to rename the business. Now I had an idea of Squatch and kind of a couple of keywords like media to show people what we were doing, so it would be easy to convey. But like that was like I had to go through each platform. Like this is not available. I'm not gonna rebrand this.
That's crazy.
It is. Yeah, it was a lot. Like a lot goes into it, and it's And it looks like a quick process, but it feels like you're ripping a Band-Aid off, right? And you're like, I'm throwing away something old. But like it was a couple months to fully like, okay, I got these names, I've secured this domain. What's the look I want to kind of come out with? It's different. And a lot of people are like, you should merge Facebook pages. And in some cases you should, right? But in my case, it's a whole new vibe.
Yeah.
It's a whole new vibe. And I didn't want anything. And I set it for a challenge for myself. Like, I want to see how many people I can get on this one. Like, I didn't want to start with anything. I wanted to start fresh. And it's just 1,000 questions. And it's so that's when we talk to local businesses and other organizations, it's like, I like doing that because like, I know what scenarios I've been in and hopefully I can add like my opinion for them to think about, right? Like, signage is expensive when you rebrand. Just know that like, you know, you've got to like think about everywhere you sponsored and all that stuff. So that's also another reason I like buying a bunch of LEDs and like you said, being aware of what's out there and what's, you know, what we can and shouldn't do. I have offered like plush advice, books, stuff like that. So yeah, it pays to kind of to experiment on your own dime so that you're not experimenting with your customers' money.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a fun conversation.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Is there anything that you want to say to people that are maybe thinking about reaching out or are thinking about their marketing now that we've had this conversation?
You know, I would say go with someone you trust. And I'm not going to sales pitch you, but if you do have questions, I try to answer. And there are people on Instagram, social media that message me all the time. Like, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? And I'll offer as much as I can. But if you do have or need marketing, I mean, call or text us. I mean, you can literally shoot us a text.
That's awesome.
878-SQUATCH. That's how, see, that was important.
That's perfect.
Or shoot us an email, woody@mediasquatch.com. Or if you just want to see some of this fun stuff that we do, go to mediasquatch.com. Like, you'll see a lot of cartoons, a lot of stuff.
Your website is so cool.
Thank you.
I love the loading page too.
I want people to be engaged. I know people are like, what do they do? They make cartoons? Well, we can for commercials, but like really the point is like, there are enough marketing websites out there that are like, see, SEO and like do Google ads. And like, it's like, man, I just want you to like what I'm doing and click on the next page. So that's the point of it. So just reach out if you got questions or you want a goofy Bigfoot commercial. I'm your guy.
Or if you just want to come see the studio.
You want to come for a tour and meet our wonderful crew, or you want to do a podcast, or if you think I've had this idea, I know it sounds odd. That's what I like to hear. I'm honestly like, it's like, even if it has nothing to do with a business marketing, like I just have this, like some of the YouTube channels we do are not for businesses. They are for like personalities. Like we want you to film. I want to do a YouTube political show. All right, well, let's talk about it. Let's go. I want to do a police themed investigative podcast. Let's do it. So anything related or anything cool, just let us know.
You can come be on my podcast if you join the chamber too.
That's a huge plus. It is a huge plus. If you call around and just get pricing for advertising and doing this and doing that, people will then understand how valuable like your platform and your show is to come on and broadcast to a locally engaging audience. So
I think people really love the show, like being a part of it, but also listening to it. Yeah. And I've told you this a couple times, but over the past like 3 years, sometimes I'll be out in public.
Yeah.
And people will recognize me.
That's awesome.
Or they'll recognize my voice, which is like even weirder.
I love that.
And they're like, are you like the host of the Chamber Vibes podcast? And I'm like, oh my gosh, am I a micro celebrity? That's so weird. And it's like, it's so strange and like dystopian, but also like so amazing because it's working and they're listening and they'll talk to me about some of the conversations I've had. And like, it's so cool. I love it.
How comforting is that not only are you doing this platform, but then you've created engaging enough content where somebody felt comfortable enough to talk to you about it.
I know.
And then like imagine a small business that really doesn't know where to go and they just come on your show and just talk about them just like I did today. And then like that initiates a conversation. Like that's a simple and you do a great job, by the way.
Thank you.
But like I love that. I love that for this show. I love that for the community that they are engaged and they do tune in and know that it is a valuable platform.
Well, that's like the cool thing about what you guys offer with Media Squatch Plus is like you can find everything right there. So even if you don't come into the studio, even if you don't reach out to Woody, download the app.
Yes.
Give some of the podcasts a listen. How many podcasts are there on there right now?
I think close to 20 now.
Yeah.
And really that was the sole reason it was becoming difficult to like, it's a lot to say, if you're on Apple, go to Apple and subscribe to this. It's a lot of shows, right? Like you go down and this was the easy condensed way of saying, hey, we put all of it. It's local. It's all local. So like when you go down the list, you'll know these
the
are.
Bauer Center has a podcast. Yes. D-Day has a podcast. There's so much.
The Town has a podcast.
The Town has a podcast.
It is amazing. And I just love that people trust us enough that want to do the podcast, but two, that people are accepting the app as well. We have, it's become a little hub and I love that. And people actually go and listen to live. We've done live stuff. And so, yeah, thank you. Yeah. Please download the app and listen to all those shows. And what you just said is valuable too. If you listen to a show, please let them know.
Yes.
Like it means more than what they think. Your little compliment or your feedback, or you say, hey, I listened to your show. You don't know how, like that puts me on cloud 9 for the rest. Like that, it sends me to another level.
Dude, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. I've had people come up and talk to me about guests that I haven't even had on my show. I'm like, are you talking about Bauer? They're like, yeah, behind the Bauer. I'm like, okay. I work at the chamber, but I'm going to let them know.
Yes.
I'm going to let them know.
I love that.
Yeah, I love it. We're all part of this little community, our little podcast community.
There you go.
All right, Woody. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Joining me at your own studio.
Thank you for having me
on the podcast that you
love being asked. It's nice. Thank you so much. Of course.
Well, this is really fun. Well, if you want to learn more about us at the chamber, you can call us at 540-586-9401. We don't have a very fun phone number like they do at Media Squatch, but if you want to learn more about us, including our mission and the perks of becoming a member, you can also go on our website, bedfordareachamber.com. And also on that website is a directory of our membership, which is helpful for finding all sorts of great things in the region, including Media Squatch. But that's all for today. Thanks so much for listening, and keep an ear out for the next Chamber Vibes episode.